What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, coming at you with another AMA. This one's all about cardio and how to taper off cardio while not putting on a bunch of body fat. Before we dive into that, let's roll the intro. All right, so this question is brought to us from Anna, and Anna asks, how do I stop doing cardio without gaining weight? All right, super simple question, but a really, really good question. I can't believe I haven't tackled this one yet. So a lot of people are trying to lose body fat, and they automatically resort to doing a whole bunch of cardio. That may be because they feel like cardio is going to be the best way to burn body fat. That may be because a treadmill is much less intimidating than a squat rack. Lots of different reasons as to why people do that. And cardio is very important for fat loss. There is LIST cardio, so low intensity, steady state. There's HIIT cardio, which is interval training, high intensity interval training. Lots of different ways to do cardio, lots of different ways to burn body fat. When it comes to avoiding excessive gain of body fat with the tapering of cardio, there's a couple things to take note of. First of all, like if you're doing cardio and you're at the depth of a cut or you're at the depth of a fat loss phase, you're going to want to taper that cardio because that's not sustainable indefinitely, and you may put on some body fat. Like especially if you start eating a little bit more food, if you start transitioning to a reverse diet, ramping up your intake, improving your metabolic rate, all of that is likely going to result in some body fat gain. When I'm in a competition prep, I do the show, I'm down to sub 5% body fat. I'm doing the most amount of cardio at that point, the lowest calories and the lowest body fat percentage. Once I start eating more food and reducing that cardio, I do gain a little bit of weight. It doesn't have to be an excessive amount of body fat, but it is normal to gain some weight, and that is to be expected and not to be frowned upon. Now, when it comes to, like, if let's say you've not really done a strategic, I don't really know your situation, Anna, but let's just assume that you have not done a strategic building phase and cutting phase and reverse diet and all that stuff, and you've just been doing a ton of cardio, and you now want to reduce that amount of cardio because you recognize that there's just it's not sustainable to do 7 days a week of cardio for hours on end. You become a slave to the treadmill, which is not good, and you're worried about how do you do that without gaining more body fat. My answer would be to take that time spent doing cardio and apply that to resistance training. Maybe that's not what you wanted to hear, but that is 100% what I would recommend. Case in point being, cardio is not a great way to build more lean muscle tissue. It's not a great way to build muscle tissue, lean mass. And when you do cardio, you are burning more calories. You are burning calories, which can help from a fat loss standpoint, but it is not great for building muscle. You need to be basically doing resistance training, implementing progressive overload, and giving your body reason to add more lean tissue because of the result of the stimulus you subjected your body to via that training. Now, the more lean tissue you have, the more muscle you have, the more likely you're going to be able to burn more calories at rest. So if you're adding more lean tissue to your frame, more muscle mass to your frame, muscle is incredibly metabolically demanding. It requires more calories to preserve itself. It's going to burn more calories at baseline just simply as a result of being muscle. I mean, muscle is very metabolically demanding. So if you take that time that you're spending doing cardio, apply that to resistance training, build more muscle, your body is going to recognize that you have more muscle on your frame. That's going to require more calories, and you'll likely not see an excessive increase in body fat because your body is burning more calories at rest as a result of more lean tissue. So that would be my recommendation there. Plus, you're going to burn more calories throughout the course of a day, whereas like with steady state cardio, you burn calories while you're doing cardio. If you go do an hour of weight training, you're burning calories throughout the day because your body has to recover from that weight training, has to use calories to build more tissue. It's just a very metabolically demanding process. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck with honestly less time. I'm not really sure how much time you're spending doing cardio now, but that would be what I would recommend. Also, when it comes to, we can talk about nutrition, but that's honestly like a whole other conversation in itself. I wouldn't really do anything drastic with your nutrition. I don't really know where you're coming from. Like I said, I don't know if you're doing a reverse diet, a building phase, a cutting phase, any of that stuff. So just taking training into the equation, I would reduce the cardio and take that time spent and apply it to the weight training. And if you are already doing weight training, which would be great if you are, then just simply taper that cardio off slowly. You do not want to do a ton of cardio and then just, cold turkey, cut it out completely. Just titrate that down gradually over time. Maybe reduce the training frequency with the cardio, maybe reduce a few minutes, maybe reduce an intensity level or two, but gradually taper that cardio down. Hope that answered your question. Anna, you requested cookies and cream crunch keto bricks, so I'm sending those your way. For those of you that didn't know how these AMA videos work, if you submit me a question via the Google form in the description below and I use your question, I will send you some free keto bricks with the flavor of your choosing. Thank you all very much. See you next time.